Stugotz here. You may have heard me talk about Hotel Tonight over the past few weeks, and if you haven't downloaded the app yet, what are you waiting for? It is fantastic. Hotel Tonight partners with great hotels to get you incredible deals for tonight, tomorrow, and beyond. That's right. Don't be fooled by the name. It's not just for tonight. You got to get the app, guys. I'm telling you, you can wait until the last minute and still score a crazy good deal at a super cool hotel, or you can actually book in advance if you're more of a planner. It is Hotel Tonight, and they are fantastic. It's just an app, not a website, so download the app today. Again, not a website, just an app, so download the Hotel Tonight app and start booking better deals at better hotels now. Again, they partner with some of the best hotels and get you crazy good deals at a super cool hotel. You can do it the day of. Download the Hotel Tonight app. Start booking better deals at better hotels right now. Something better just came along. Hotel Tonight.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, I was so sad yesterday. But today,
we are back.
It is
You feel it, Dan?
best day of the year.
I feel it because I feel the suffering, waves of suffering coming over me as you and Mike greet each other today with a hug, and you come in with a number 4 Brett Favre Jets jersey to wear.
I don't know why. I just got to keep it close today. We're going to have a new quarterback tonight. I got to keep the Favre jersey close, man. I might wear it today.
I may have 2 new quarterbacks today.
Whoa!
Let's get it crunk up in this dancerine.
Yeah.
Breaking from Adam Schefter, according to ESPN, it has released, according to Adam Schefter, the Browns are keeping their decision secret, but there is mounting evidence the Browns will take at number 1. I thought you were going to give me the content box there. You didn't because it's the Browns. Baker Mayfield. Yeah! Because you just wanted to hear what I said. I thought you were going to push me off it with the content box.
Not today. Not today. Not
maybe
today.
Yesterday, Dan.
Yeah, but not today.
Not today.
And maybe tomorrow, but not today, Dano.
Baker Brown.
Baddest man in the whole
Say it.
town. Yeah.
Woo!
Wait a minute. What? Hold on a second. Isn't it? Don't you also want Baker Mayfield for the Jets?
Listen, I'm careening all over the place. Last night I went to bed wanting Baker Mayfield. This morning I woke up wanting Sam Darnold. And on the drive in, because Matthew Hasselbeck was on with Golick and Wingo and said Josh Rosen is the best quarterback in this draft, I now want the Jets to take Rosen. I don't know what to do. I have texted Chad Pennington and asked him to help me sort out my feelings.
We've got ourselves a Mexican standoff going on right now between Cleveland and 2 New York teams. You know what a Mexican standoff is? It is a standoff between 2 or more parties.
The standoff that's not allowed in this country.
Yes.
In general, they're like this, pointing at each other. Right.
So, yes. So what we have here, as I know we're not on television, but I am pointing my fingers in the shape of a gun at Billy.
Oh, wow. What scene is this? This isn't Face Off. There are 3 different. Hold on a second. What scene is this from the movies where you both got, all 3 of you have guns drawn in both hands? Yeah. Be careful with the gun jokes. Jay Feely learned that recently. You got finger guns in both hands, and everyone is facing each other with guns drawn.
Well, we're actually just pointing number 1s.
Yeah.
Pointing number 1.
That's it. Number 1s.
The good, bad, and the ugly, I believe.
The good, bad, and the ugly had everyone. Wow, is that the first time in American movies? Roy went old school.
Everybody
the good,
cool.
Roy went Western on the first time we had.
Everybody be cool.
Yeah, it's usually a Western.
Everybody, hey, you better not blink.
Movement.
No sudden moves. You better not blink because whoever blinks first dies.
Oh, don't take your eyes off him.
But
They got him.
Yeah.
Why are we Mexican standoffing? Because the Browns have the first pick and can shoot whenever they want.
The Browns know the Jets want Baker Mayfield. The Browns also know that there is possibly one organization in that sport that is dumber than they are. And so they're throwing out all this Baker Mayfield stuff in hopes that the Jets move up and give them everything for Baker Mayfield. And the Jets might do it.
But the Jets already gave everything to the Colts to move up to number 3.
They might give more. I'm telling you, they might get future first-round picks to get this guy. They love Baker Mayfield. That I know. They love Baker Mayfield.
Oh, books will be written about how John Dorsey has approached this year's number 1 overall pick. When have we ever found ourselves in this sort of situation? I mean, Josh Allen's been atop of Mel's big board for months. Everyone was thinking Sam Darnold. Now we're thinking Baker Mayfield. They're picking number 1. They don't have to keep this a secret. Everyone's at the edge of their seat. No one knows. This is exciting. And we do this thing every year where you call me silly for getting excited about what I feel is the most exciting night in sports television. And every year you are proven wrong because the draft is always awesome. Every year.
I feel like every year I've been pretty right, including the year I retired while covering the draft.
Yeah.
Well, no, see, that was ruined by Bill Parcells.
You're lost.
Because Bill Parcells signed Jake Long 3 months before they announced the number 1 overall draft pick. That wasn't fun at all. John Dorsey, he is a party starter.
I think the movie you were looking for, I'm not saying Roy was wrong, but I think it's Reservoir Dogs is the one that I remember. Yeah.
But there are a lot of movies where guys have guns faced. First of all, I don't understand
Mexican standoff, where that comes from, other than Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, why is it called a Mexican standoff as opposed to just a standoff? Because when I think of the standoff, I don't think of Mexicans. I think of all these scenes in the movies that I've seen where everyone's got their guns pointed at each other, because that's not something that happens in real life.
Right.
Not like that, where people are calmly extending their guns and 6 different people are staring at each other, all of them pointing their guns at each other.
So you want the origins of Mexican standoff?
Well, I want that. I want to understand why the standoff is Mexican. And I also want to understand the greatest scene in movie history that involves guys or women drawing their guns at each other and having more than 2 people with guns drawn. Because that's face off. That doesn't count. That's John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. And the whole movie, they could have shot each other, but instead they just wandered around each other, not shooting. Pointing their guns at each other.
Okay. First off, that's the first time we've ever seen.
And there were doves. There were doves there.
Yes, a staple of John Woo. John Woo was the first person to ever have a standoff between 2 people in which they had 2 guns. Okay.
He's the first to ever do that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because what made that different
4 guns. Yeah. Each of them had 2 guns.
Each of them had 2. And because it was face-off, he separated them by a mirror. So it was very trippy when Sean Archer turns to the mirror and sees Sean Archer, but deep down inside, he's Castor Troy. So it was actually like, really, it's cinematic brilliance.
And you're saying it's the most famous face-off in the history of Mexican standoffs?
Well, yeah, a Mexican standoff can be between 2 or more parties.
I feel like you're just making that up.
No, that's what the definition is on Google.
Let me see the definition.
2 or more parties. He's right.
Please, let's go.
In which no strategy exists. No, he's right.
Okay, well, let's hear I'd like to hear the definition according to the internet, according to Google, on what exactly a Mexican standoff is, so we are not arguing semantics and we can get to the important stuff.
True Romance also had a scene like that. I think every Quentin Tarantino movie had a scene where 3 guys were pointing guns.
I feel like every action movie has this scene.
No. A Mexican standoff.
And I still don't understand, incidentally, why you guys were standing off in a Mexican standoff with you representing the Browns, them representing the 2 New York teams. And again, the Browns have the first pick, so whenever they shoot, the standoff's over.
It's a confrontation amongst 2 or more parties in which no strategy exists. That is the Browns and the Jets, man.
That's pretty good. You're so right. You know what? I stand corrected. The dictionary definition of the Jets and Browns is in there. No strategy. The last few words of that, no strategy exists. Your general manager's not watching television.
What a riveting night of television. This is a made-for-TV event. Oh, yeah. Who can forget where you were when Solomon Thomas went number 3 overall last year?
That's amazing. Anything better than when Mel's locked in? There's nothing better.
Let me tell you something. I've been listening to Mel Kiper Jr.'s podcast for 2 solid months at 2 times normal speed, and this dude has been locked in on this draft like no other draft before. He is prime Mel Kiper. This is the best Mel Kiper we've ever seen. He had a crazy offseason, apparently. He's back better than ever.
That game ender by LeBron yesterday. Good God, man.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah. Goaltending.
26 seconds left. A turnover and a clear goaltending violation. Dude vomited all over himself last night. one of the more embarrassing LeBron performances in the clutch we've ever seen.
Him going to his left and making a three. You guys realize going to his left, that is a shot to win a game I don't believe I ever saw Michael Jordan make. For all the shots, it was never at three. He wasn't hitting buzzer beaters from three.
No, he was hitting buzzer beaters to win the NBA Finals.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But that shot, like the range of this human being at 60 pounds of bigger, stronger, faster than Michael Jordan, the shooting range of him is pretty crazy.
Technically, Jordan did go to his left after he pushed off Byron Russell.
No, I'm
with
saying
a crossover.
from three.
Right.
From three.
Went to his
It was
left
long,
against-
too. It was
To
actually
take an inefficient
it was an
mid-range
elbow.
It was
jumper.
actually a greater shot
Yeah.
in terms of difficulty.
Well, the Craig Elo shot, he was going to his left.
Going to his left. So Jordan did that
Again,
first,
guys,
too.
I'm talking about the range. I'm talking about from three. Jordan didn't
He could have made that shot from your
game.
house. He wasn't missing that shot.
Yeah, that was going there.
his spot, wasn't it?
That shot actually, everyone was just caught up in the hoopla of him making it. It actually went through the hoop, bounced, and went through the hoop again.
Yeah, I mean,
The rare.
So no credit for LeBron for
Not at all. Not at all.
No, terrible job.
turnover.
Yeah,
Terrible
turnover, goaltending. Yeah.
Got a
why are we
superstar
even
call. It
talking
was a
about
clear
this?
goaltending.
Yeah.
He allowed Oladipo to get a basket at the rim. Just a terrible job all
he almost
around
lost
for
that
LeBron
game.
James.
He almost lost
He
the
lost
game.
the game even though they won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Would have been his fault.
something funny that's happening with my parents, and I feel like this is what's left for Heat fans. And this is so the painful crumbs of grieving in sports. All you've got left is rooting against him. It's all you've got left. And last night he stuck that up your bleep.
You can root for him to come back.
To come back to Miami?
Yeah, I mean, you can.
But
do
I'm
that.
saying all you've got left in these games, if you're a Heat fan, the only thing that you're paying attention
Right.
to, like my father yesterday on television, this is before LeBron hit the game winner and scored whatever it was, 44 points, didn't miss a free throw. My father was calling Lance Stevenson LeBron's worst nightmare.
Hey, Lance, now that I'm rooting against LeBron and I'm siding with Lance Stevenson,
You love him?
his effort is inspiring. It is such an inspired effort. This guy's not getting any calls, and he's living and dying with every possession. Granted, he's flopping all over the place, but he looks like he is trying so hard that I'm sitting in my home, and I'm thinking to myself, I can achieve almost anything.
Mike, do you remember this game? I'm watching the highlights now on Utah OKC, and I see that OKC at home was down 25 and came back. Do you remember that last game of the first season of the Big Three, the last game against the Bulls, where they were at Chicago? It was game 5. Miami was down the whole game, and then the last 3 minutes of the game, it was just Wade and LeBron going crazy. They weren't playing any team basketball. That's what OKC did last night. It's like, bleep this. Our season's almost done. Playoff P, the urinary infection, is saying, bleep this. I'm just going to go at Gobert every time. Never mind our offense. Never mind what Billy Donovan has for us. Just, we're going to get back in this game. Just Paul George, Carmelo, and Russell Westbrook being themselves and not passing the ball.
It was just Westbrook and George. Carmelo was so bad last night, and then got in a fight with Maurice Cheeks, who's an assistant coach, and they sat him on the bench for the rest of the
but
game.
I'm throwing Carmelo in there just because he is.
Well,
the
don't, because he's a bum.
Well, but he's the Chris Bosh, 0 points in Game 7, third piece.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same at all. There is no way in hell that dude opts out of $27 million. Why does everyone think he's just going to opt out? What does that guy get in an open market? $8 million, maybe? This is my favorite brand of basketball. This is why things were so much better in the 90s. I know everyone's caught up with the three-point basket and passing. It's horrible. I like mano a mano, just a superstar uglying it up, going to the hoop. Who's better?
But think about this, though. The Utah Jazz are one of the best defenses in the league. That Thibodeau Chicago team with Joakim Noah, I know what Joakim Noah looks like now, but Joakim Noah, that team was bothering them defensively. And the way that the Miami Heat passed them and went to the finals to eventually lose to the Dallas Mavericks was in Game 5, they just buried them with Wade and LeBron just going isolation ball, threes, and they just kept going in. And next thing you know, Derrick Rose, MVP of the league, is done, taking a bad shot at the end, and LeBron's 20 feet taller than him. It's like he was trying to shoot over a building at the end of the game. And it was like, oh, okay, that's over. Utah's got that same kind of defense, and what it was broken by yesterday is the talent that wins in the playoffs. Utah's going to win that series, And it's going to be the rare time that the Stars don't win that series. But the same thing that the Thunder won with last night is the thing that will end their season. Like that is just all talent going at one of the best defenses in the league. And on this particular occasion, George and Westbrook made the mid-range stuff.
Correct. Like if you're going to do that the next 2 games, it's not happening.
Well, it might. I mean, it might because Paul George and Russell Westbrook can always do that. If their jump shots are going in, Paul George and Russell Westbrook are also always capable of putting together 30 points. But I'd be pretty alarmed if I was OKC. I was down 3-1 and then I'm done 25 at home. And that the only way I'm getting bailed out is by my superstars just playing one-on-one ball. Like it wasn't even, I don't even know what they were doing. Like they did not need Billy Donovan out there to do anything.
They were taking matters into their own hands.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I feel like a whole new person.
Disclaimer, you will not become a whole new person. This is impossible. You might be able to join a gym or diet program, buy a new wardrobe, get hair implants, but your DNA and physical form will remain the same. Geico waives any and all liability if you attempt to become a new person, except a cyborg. If you choose to become a half-human, half-cybernetic organism with lasers for eyes, the Geico legal team would be cool with that, because, quote, laser eyes are pretty sweet. Pew, 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 end quote.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Don Le Batard. He and I hugged vigorously upon seeing each other because it's been a long time since we saw each other. Well, I've had too much to drink at this point, but I'm also just fingering. What the hell word was I trying to say there? Lingering is the word I was looking for. My lingering hug with.
It is an awkward hug.
Yeah. Well, and now the story gets good.
Stugotz.
Now I'm explaining to them in his company by holding up next to his face my phone with a magazine article I wrote about him next to his face. And it's got a happy ending. Well, that's not the phrase I should use either.
Geez, God, man.
Jeez. The story has
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
Playoff P has been proven to work in the regular season for those who have struggled with moderate to severe postseason disappointment. It is not recommended as a first option. Do not take Playoff P while on Granger. Side effects include choking, heaving, not finishing, constipation, finishing early, and all-around disappointment. Playoff P is not for everyone. Call your doctor if you experience susceptibility to catfishing, kissy face, Australian sensitivity, paternity suits, the inexplicable urge to play for the Lakers, or thinking that dude's butt belongs to a lady. If you experience the loss of Oladipo, please call your doctor immediately. Get headed in a new direction with Playoff P.
I think we should just continue to do the show that was happening during the break where I'm, my head is down and I am suffering because Kuiper and McShay are on television. McShay appears to be wearing a lot of bronzer, a lot of makeup.
Yeah,
he's sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed, yeah.
Well, I think they did his lips, too. They did.
Maybe they did,
No, they haven't done his lips.
All right, well, regardless, what was happening during the break is simply Mike Ryan, Chris, Roy, Guillermo, Allison, Stugotz staring at the television.
Yeah.
So this is what I was listening to during the break.
Well, Mel looks ready, man.
Well, Mel is ready because as someone that's listened to the First Draft podcast for 2 straight months at 2 times normal speed, Mel revealed this week that he was going to be wearing a pink and blue tie. Now, I'm watching him and McShay do a 2-shot right now on Get Up, and Mel Kiper is indeed wearing a pink and blue tie, which leads me to believe that is the outfit that he's going to wear for tonight's coverage. So he, at 9:24 a.m. Eastern Time, is ready to go.
Also, they appear to be in a shower.
They do, right, like in a spa lobby or something like that, like the waiting area of a spa, something like that.
It seems as though they're actually in a shower, and you can tell this, but it appears to be a faucet, but it's actually not. They have those $45 circular mirrors from IKEA that you arrange in some sort of amorphous design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mel looks good. I got to be honest with you. McShay, I know he's a bit younger, maybe a hipster, but McShay does not have the suit on yet. And, Mel is all about business today.
Yeah.
And McShay doesn't appear like he is understanding the gravity of the situation here.
Well, McShay is always the young buck that's coming to take Mel's spot. And he's getting a little lesson right now in professionalism because Mel's there ready to go. No one's taken this seat. And McShay just thinks he can waltz in with a casual sweater. I mean, get out of here with that.
Yeah.
Mel's got at least 25 more years in that seat as the top dog.
What? You think?
At least.
How
25.
old is Mel?
He's been 56 for 28 years.
Okay, yeah.
They haven't even looked at each other, though. It's frosty.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Well, you guys are right. Like, no, you guys, Mel does not appear. McShay's fine. McShay knows he has to share this with Mel Kiper Jr. He does.
False
he knows.
confidence. False confidence.
Mel
He's
doesn't
projecting.
appear. Okay, maybe. But Mel does not appear to be happy. Sharing any of this with Todd McShay. He does not.
Mel
Certainly not right now on Sports Day. He looks angry
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
he's angry because he should just be in his notebook watching some more film. But right now you can tell.
Oh, he's mad that he has to do the Sports Center hit?
This is getting in the way of his preparation.
Okay.
Not that he's sitting there next to McShay because Mel knows he's top dog. He knows he's top dog. In fact, if you watch very closely, Mel's actually sneaking in a few cat naps in between because he hasn't slept in 3 months.
Right.
So he's actually trained himself to sleep with his eyes open, and I think that's why it looks frosty. And that's just Mel training his brain. Not unlike a dolphin where it can swim and sleep at the same time.
Right.
That's what you're seeing right now with Mel Kiper Jr.
You watch for Mel, right?
I watch for Mel.
Yeah, I watch for Mel.
This is Mel Kiper Day.
Yeah.
It's not draft day, really. And I'm excited about all the potential moves and whatnot, but this is about one of the greatest television personalities ever doing his thing.
I actually like McShay's strategy here. You go casual early in the day. This is just like any other day to him. Yeah. This is not like Mel Kiper's like, oh, this is the biggest day of my year.
No,
McShay's like, this is every day.
Okay, but that's his first mistake because it's not just any other day.
Right.
As we've established, it's
but
draft day.
Of their days, though, it's the Super Bowl of their days. It is.
When I go to WrestleMania, you know what makes WrestleMania special? They actually put some effort into the stage design. There's pyro. It's the only WWE pay-per-view that has pyro. They care. You know why? Because WrestleMania is special. WrestleMania is different. And you buy in. And you can't just treat it like any other day because it's WrestleMania. Today is the NFL version of WrestleMania.
But the real champions, they don't do anything different on Super Bowl Sunday.
McShay's acting like he's been there before.
Thank you. You show up.
He's kind of really loosey-goosey. Just, 9:27 in the morning. I'm in a hotel bathroom talking about the draft. MBD.
And Mel Kiper is treating this as if he's been there since 4:16 a.m., sitting in that seat waiting for this shot.
Right,
and that's the sort of dedication that I want from my chief top dog analyst.
You just sit there and stare. You do. You sit there and stare. You get there 3 hours before the hit, you sit there and you just stare at a camera. That's what you do, and that's what Mel has done. Is there a chance that McShay actually had a spa appointment this morning and Mel was forced to go down to that spa to the Sports Center hit from there?
That might be the resentment that we're seeing that you're picking up on. It totally looks like a spa. Man.
I still think they're in a bathroom, and it may just smell. It may be a bathroom smell, and that's why they have those stank faces.
Huh. Do you watch for Mel or the draft? Like, what's more important to you? Like,
the draft is everywhere, Stugotz. The draft's actually on network television this year. It's on Fox, not Fox Sports 1. It's on Fox.
Is it really?
Yes, not Fox Sports Florida. Fox.
Who's doing it on Fox?
Fox is simulcasting the NFL network coverage, so Mike Mayock is your chief guy. There's other people out there doing the draft. You can put up Twitter and watch any number of places also periscoping their draft experiences. This is Mel Kiper Day. You turn on ESPN, and this isn't me being a company guy because I would say this if I was working for that hack Moonbus.
Right.
I'm watching Mel Kiper Jr.
Wow.
Is Rob Riggle doing anything today for the draft?
I don't know.
Stealing any more of our bits?
Let's put that on the, well, hold on. I want to get back to that. Let's put that on the poll, please. Should today be Mel Kiper Jr. Day? Should it be?
Also, did he drop the junior? Did he drop the junior? Because now, recently, it's been a fairly recent thing where they're just referring to him as Mel Kiper.
Put that on the poll as well. Did Mel Kiper Jr. drop the junior?
I have a question about that. So if you're a junior and senior dies, do you then just become Mel Kiper?
Maybe that's what happened.
So, like, he's no longer junior because senior's gone. I don't know if that's true or not. He may still be alive.
Right.
But,
Why are you
and then if
killing
there's like
Mel
a
Kiper
third,
Senior?
well, then if there's like a third, like if there's like a Mel Kiper the third, and then Mel Kiper Jr. becomes Mel Kiper Senior, does then the third become Mel Kiper Jr.? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, will RG3 ever become
RG
RG2?
Jr.
Okay, well,
And then eventually just RG.
RG.
So it goes from RG3 to RG2 to RG?
Like Prince becoming king, right?
Right. $2.
Don Le Batard.
Another guy writes in, can you kiss LeVar Big Ballers bleep anymore? He's a loudmouth idiot living life through his son.
Don't dare us to kiss his bleep some more, because we will.
We'll wash his balls. I don't think I did that right.
No.
Stugotz.
did you do there?
What I did there, if you really want to classify it, is identified as I made a mistake.
When did you know that you had made a mistake?
I did. Well, I would say right around where I got the looks of horror. I would say that's when I realized it. It felt wrong coming out of my mouth. Let me rephrase that.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
It's fun watching Westbrook, man, get mad at Rubio because he is a garden hose that you turn on the water too hard and no one's holding it.
Right.
Like, he gets mad.
Goes wherever it wants to go.
He gets mad at Rubio, and what ends up happening is, like, everyone gets trampled on both teams. Like, he's the only thing left standing, better or worse.
Right.
I'm taking 39 shots. I'm scoring 45 points, and I don't care if what I do is leave skid marks on the chest of Rudy Gobert.
17 of 39.
It is so crazy to see someone in that sport be so much more athletic than everyone else in that sport.
At least last night he was. I mean, Rubio's outplayed him.
But I'm saying he is more athletic. Gobert got in foul trouble. That changes things. Like Westbrook can get to the rim against anybody except a team defense that has Gobert behind it.
Yeah. And that was a big factor in last night's game. He had 5 fouls, Gobert, so he missed a lot of minutes. Yep.
Stuff to talk about from last night and tonight. I don't know where you guys are with the Miami Heat. Do we just shuffle off? I want to get to this Josh Allen stuff as well. Did Josh Allen, by not deleting his Twitter account, just cost himself a lot of money? Like, is Josh Allen going to drop because he had reportedly racist tweets when he was in high school?
No, because as we mentioned yesterday, John Dorsey doesn't watch the television. So he has no idea about this scandal.
Right. And he's not listening to anyone. Someone knocks on Dorsey's door and wants to tell him something draft related. He says, get out. It's crazy.
If for whatever reason John Dorsey's wife is aware of the Josh Allen scandal, she hasn't informed John Dorsey because he's not speaking to his wife.
Correct.
So he's in lockdown.
He's in lockdown. He still doesn't know who he's going to take because over the course of the week he's been taking Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and now Baker Mayfield.
Well, what is Todd McShay? Todd McShay just released his final mock draft, and we got a problem around here, Stugotz. Excuse me. Cody wants his entire mock draft announced on the air. We asked him to do it Tuesday. He said he wasn't ready. He wanted to have a big thing where he releases it in the newspaper.
Right.
We told him he couldn't have the promotion if he didn't do it here, and now he wants the promotion after releasing it in the newspaper. He wants people to go to his mock drafts, and I don't think we should allow it.
Wait, so he's already the mock draft is already live and active?
He refused. Here's what happened. Yes, the Todd McShay, yes. The Todd McShay mock draft, the final mock draft is now available. Greg Cody, we asked him to do it Tuesday. He said, no, I want the exclusivity of my mock draft on the Miami Herald. I want them to have the first scoop look at my mock draft. And now on the back end, he wants to come on and talk about his mock draft, and I don't think we should let him.
Man, that's a tough call because it's draft day. I want it coming. Honestly, I'll take draft opinions from anyone today. I will. We love Greg, but he chose the Herald over the show. Man. I think we should do it. I do. I think we should have him on. Well, it is his job.
It is, to be fair. This is
a job too.
His job but that's been his career for 4 decades. This is just a place he comes to sit there and miss the hard net workout at the end of every hour. It's not really a career.
We need to hear his mock draft because later today we'll be unveiling our pre-draft grades. Where we, it's a mock draft grades.
Oh, you guys are gonna grade the mock draft.
Yeah, we're gonna grade all the experts' mock drafts.
I like this.
Awesome.
All right, well, in that respect, do we need to get all 32 from Greg Cody?
No, I think most people, I don't have insider, so I only have McShay's top 5.
We should get all the people that did mock drafts on at one time.
Ooh, you don't
just have an
insider?
echo chamber.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have
all of them. Just ask them all. Who do you have your team? That's actually funny. 5 draft. Yes. 3, 2, 1, boom. Now, number 10, I want to do it that way. How many draft experts can we get on to answer 3? In that respect, we can let Cody announce his picks on the air. Are we going to do top 10?
If he's one of the 5 guys just yelling at the same time, This is great. Cody, McShay, we got to figure out who else.
Wait, they're busy.
We'll get McShay. I get McShay today, trust me.
Theater of the mind. If they're all speaking at the same time, you won't be able to tell if we actually got McShay or not. So, we'll have McShay. We'll have Mayock and we'll have Kuiper.
Oh, I'll have Mel, yeah, good.
All right.
Peter King, too.
Nice.
This is a very busy day for all of them.
We'll get it.
I think you guys should just get 10 people on the line, and I don't know who they are, and just 3, 2, 1, and then they pick for the 10th pick. Because if you're just joining us and you don't understand why we mock the mocks, Greg Cody of the Miami Herald, who plays court jester and fool around here very well because he's a court jester fool. The last few years, he's done a mock draft that has been better and more accurate than Kuiper and McShay's. And last year, he got twice as many exactos. Right team to the right player to the right team. Twice as many. As you had to combine McShay and Kuiper to get as many exactos as Greg Cody had.
Yep.
That's how good he was. 8 exactos, which stinks. It's 25%. It stinks. But we got mock drafts, and we are going to mock the mock drafts.
I think in that game, 25% is a fairly high number.
Is it?
On exactos, yes.
Yeah, it's really difficult to nail an exacto because as soon as one team moves up, it changes everything about the board.
How confident is Mina in her mock draft?
She's feeling pretty good. She was upset that Mike Mayock unleashed his draft, and it didn't really deviate from Mina's until pick 6. So a lot of people are cheating off of Mina's big board.
Okay, so Mayock just stole Mina's stuff? I believe that.
At least Mina's top 5.
Yeah, I've heard stories, whispers, renowned thief situation. It's kind of like Cody. They're all thieves. Like this is not an accusation unique to Mayock. They're all stealing from agents and from general managers who are lying to them. They're just stealing from them. Do you have any information? Okay, thank you. Let me have that information. It's lies. It just supports your client. That's fine. I'll put it on television.
For the record, in my mock draft, I have Sam Darnold still going number 1. I think this is all one big lie.
Wait, hold on. I'm bringing you two.
Yeah, okay. I have Sam Darnold,
Nice.
Saquon Barkley, Josh Rosen,
Whoa.
Bradley Chubb, and I have Arizona trading up to get Baker Mayfield at 5. And then I have Buffalo from Indianapolis getting Josh Allen at 6. Although this Josh Allen scandal, now Josh Allen might be tumbling down my board. Actually, I have all 32 in the first round, and by coincidence, it's exactly like Peter King's pick for pick.
Nice.
I want to ask.
That's weird because I gave Mike a B, but Peter King a B minus.
Right. Peter stole Mike. So.
C plus for Mike?
Yeah.
I like Mike at a B.
Josh Allen, his tweets from 4 years ago, I did not look at them. I did not read them. I don't know what he said. I, am perpetually dismayed by how we cover race issues in sports. And the only way to do it is to check this guy's account today from 4 years ago to find out what he did to see if we can, cost him draft status and have scandal content on draft day. And I say this not even knowing what he said. So maybe what he said is indefensible. I don't even know. I'm just so tired of these searching through the Twitter accounts of kids to get scandals for content.
June 7th, 2011, he said, I hate LeBron. Hashtag LeBron sucks.
2011. So he was what, 12? Was he 12 years old at the time?
But he was still 6'10".
Yeah. Had a cannon.
It's a little confusing because it also seemed the majority of the ones that had the word that Josh Allen certainly can't put in a tweet, they seem to be quote tweets. So it's kind of murky. Are those his words? Are they someone else's? And remember, this is well before Twitter refined the retweet with comment option.
Look it, man. This part is annoying to me of sports coverage. It really is. It's a dumbing down of the way we like. I didn't think it could get dumber than it has been the entirety of my career, but now it gets dumber as we sit here and search through the Twitter account of a quarterback none of us knew 6 months ago.
Right.
None of us knew who the hell that was. A quarterback who's thrown for fewer than 2,000 yards that climbs in this draft because he's got big hands.
You're making this big of an investment, though. I understand what you're saying, Dan. You're making this big of an investment.
Man, Stugotz, if you're making this big of an investment, go and find what you can from whatever a 14-year-old draft pick was doing when he was 14. Like, how old was Josh Allen when he was doing this? Was he in high school?
Well, the LeBron one was back when he was like 11 or 12.
No, but that's not what he's in trouble for.
This is like 2 and 3 years ago, yeah. So it's when he was in high school.
Yeah, LeBron was in 2011. In 2013, he was responding to a question, why are you so white? If it ain't white, it ain't right. And that's the one that wasn't a quote tweet. So there's no murkiness about this.
But what did he say?
He said that. If it ain't white, it ain't right. I mean, come on. Not great.
But what is it about? What is it? I mean, he's right. Well, isn't he right? Isn't that the general analysis of the quarterback position in the NFL? Like, I feel like all he did was, he's a visionary, this guy. At the quarterback position, Guillermo, put it on the poll. At the quarterback position, should the slogan be, if it ain't white, it ain't right?
It looks like, according to Yahoo here, that he was responding to a question that was asked of him on Ask FM in 2013. Why are you so white? That was the question.
And I know people are digging through his tweets as if this is why Josh Allen's sliding down boards. How about this? He wasn't good. Anybody?
Yeah, his percentages,
he
metrics,
wasn't good.
They're all
ever?
Yes. He wasn't good in college. How about that's why?
Do you guys know who Nick Stevens and Brett Ripien are? Do you guys want to guess who those guys are?
Is that Mark Rippon's brother?
Those are the quarterbacks that went first and second team All Mountain West. All Mountain West. Josh Allen, honorable mention.
Is it Rippon's kid?
Ripien? I think so.
Good guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a really common name. Is it Ripien or Ripien?
Because I thought it was Ripien.
No, it's Ripien. Mark Ripien.
Because I went to a website, and they may have lied to me, because I put in Mark Rippon's name, and it told me to pronounce it Ripien. And now everything that I knew about Ripien,
I've never heard
changed.
it pronounced Ripien until right now.
Well, this guy, what if he has a different last name? It's pronounced differently, and he's not at all related to Mark
Well, let's find
Ripien.
that out then, shall we? Guillermo, put it on the poll at Levitard Show. Mark, Ripien or Ripien? So what may or may not be his son, or may not be his brother, based on what I just did.
Yeah, it would be weird for Mark Ripien to have a 21-year-old brother.
Right. Well, I was making it Mark Rippon's 40-year-old brother that was playing in the Mountain West.
Well, Ripien was born to Tim and Julie Ripien.
Wow.
Or Ripien.
Or Ripien.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he has an Uncle Mark. It doesn't mention his Uncle Mark.
Okay. Huh. So, but I think Mark Ripien isn't spelled with an I. Is it, Stugotz? I thought Mark Ripien, the former
No, there's an I there, yeah.
There is an I?
Rypien, yeah.
I before E, except after C, makes the E sound.
I want to ask you guys this question about Josh Allen. Are any of the rest of you tired? This isn't journalism, man. I don't know who even uncovered it. Basically, what we've got happening is a lot of golf snitches are searching through the high school Twitter accounts of these famous people. That's what's happening a lot. I don't know what happened here. Maybe the news media is now reporting these things. And now, and I don't know whether the kid's racist or not racist, or whether he has, stupidity in his front yard or on his bumper stickers or with a Confederate flag. I don't know any of it, but they will find out as they investigate him. And I don't understand this whole going through Twitter accounts from 4 and 5 years earlier. They'll
also draft him, Dan, regardless if they think he can win him a Super Bowl. I mean, they will.
Well, but wait a minute, Stugotz. What we have happening at the quarterback position is a lot of all things being equal. No. So the decisions are going to be made in the margins. We feel like we've got 5 quarterbacks who are roughly the same.
Right.
And so Josh Rosen is too smart, so that's a flag.
Right.
Lamar Jackson's got a bad Wonderlic score, so that's a flag.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy's got now tweets in his past. And so all other things being equal, Baker Mayfield has running away from the cops as a flag.
Plus Sam Darnold's fat.
He's about to be.
Off-season away.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you said investigation, because I would love to speak to the person that investigated this, because their investigation was typing in Josh Allen's Twitter handle and then the N-word in the Twitter search feature to see what came up. And then he struck gold.
Who reported it? I'm sorry?
Yahoo Sports, I think, was the entity.
If you had to guess, though, who gave it to Yahoo? Like, was it Rosen? Was it Darnold? Which guy? One of their agents.
That changes.
There's no question.
You know what? That is the one loophole in which I'd be totally okay with us reporting the hell out of this if it was leaked by Sam Darnold.
Or Mayfield.
That's any of them.
Hey, Mayfield, you think I'm bad. Look at this kid.
Lamar Jackson's
Or better still, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar
Jackson's looking through all their Twitter accounts.
So Lamar Jackson's doing that work by himself.
All right, so it's Lamar. We're all agreeing? It's Lamar or Baker Mayfield.
Lamar's
Sam Darnold,
his own agent.
he's too busy eating Darnold. So, I mean, and Rosen's too smart to do that. So, yeah, I think it's Lamar Jackson.
I'm saying it's a member of Lamar Jackson's posse. Wait a minute. What?
Can't do
Hey!
that.
No.
Oh.
No.
Nope.
Pull back.
Crew?
No.
Is Crew okay?
No.
Barely.
Entourage?
You know what? That's
Entourage is better.
Confidants.
Consiglieres.
Consiglieres.
Confidants. I like that. No, but I feel like the white guys have confidants. The black guys have a posse. Isn't that the way we're doing it? Or that's just the way Phil Jackson does it?
Consiglieres. No. Everybody. So I don't think Mark Rippon and Brett Ripien are related.
Okay.
He was born to Tim and Julie in Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
Is Mark Rippon from the Pacific Northwest?
Wait a minute.
Let's get an answer to this.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Either way.
He went to school, Washington State. Yeah, Mike.
Okay.
Oh.
Shadow Park, Washington.
So wait a second. So maybe Tim Rippon is the younger brother that we were trying to figure out. Of Mark.
That I thought was quarterbacking the team at 40 in the Mountain West. So it might be his son. It might be Mark Rippon's brother's son. Because it's not a common name. Mike is really walking back that whole thing, Dan. It must be his son. That's not a real common name. But now where are we? We're now in the family lineage of Mark Rippon.
I believe it to be his nephew. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Either way, that dude was better than Josh Allen in the Mountain West. Wow. Honorable mention in the Mountain West. As you can understand, though, that's a power conference.
Can you explain to me what's going on in the room? I know how excited Mike and Stugotz are. They greeted each other with a hug today. It didn't look like it smelled good. They've been waiting for this day for a long time. It felt a little bit like it was disorienting, but also warm, kind of when Tom Hanks came off of the island in Castaway and then came home. It was kind of like that.
Right. Well, this is an extra special draft day for me and Mike. Mike's got 2 of the first 4 picks. I have the number 3 pick. I mean, I don't think it's ever been a line like this for me and you.
It's hot sex.
We control the draft.
It's hot sex. I saluted you when you walked in. I gave you a military salute and a high five.
I saw that. Yeah,
because
there was a military salute.
I called him Corporal.
You did call him Corporal.
Corporal, it is draft day.
Yeah.
This is.
I thought he was the general, though. Are you the general?
You're so disinterested, and you don't like sports. We established that. My favorite team in all sports is the Cleveland Browns. I've had so little reason to be happy about anything except drafts. This is huge for me. This is where I get to believe that maybe someday my team will be good, and I don't have to look forward to drafts because my team is picking in the 30s.
I have to object as a person who's in the middle of very important negotiations to your claim that I no longer care about sports and I'm disinterested. I have to reject that claim.
Okay, you have to object
for another
to it?
couple of
All right.
weeks.
Well,
Okay.
what do you want the Dolphins to do?
Yeah.
Well,
do you know where they picked? Do you know?
I want him to take Lamar Jackson. You know that.
Okay, he might be available there.
He might be there.
Do you
yeah.
know where they pick?
What is it, 15, 11? Where are they?
What about it? It's going to be Vita Vea. How do you feel about that?
Vita Vea.
Are they at 14? That's where Mina had, no, she had 9.